Is it just me, or is being a girl's girl becoming a little bit twisted? I consider myself to have the traits of a girl's girl, and I haven't always had them, so trust me, I've done a lot of work to get to where I am now. But would I be so quick to label myself? Probably not, because I hate labels. In my content, I do say a lot of women support women, I support women, things like that. My channel is a woman-centered channel, okay? Don't get it twisted. But only for women who are interested in the kinds of things that I'm talking about. Women who are able to receive the kind of content that I put out into the world. I support women, just not in a way where I'm self-sacrificing or forcing intimacy. And online, I think we've been seeing a lot of girls girl content and rhetoric being depicted in very interesting ways. A lot of those ways don't look too nice. And today I want to talk about it. What is actually being a girl's girl? What does it entail? And how do people end up twisting it into something sinister? Should we truly support all women no matter what? There's so much nuance here, so much to unpack. I can only probably unpack maybe just a portion of it, maybe just a tiny bit of it, okay? But I'm gonna talk about it anyway, okay? So let's explore. What does girl's girl even mean? Being a girl's girl, I believe, was originally meant to be used as a term for solidarity, not competition. It's when you root for another woman's growth instead of shrink them. It's about emotional reciprocity, respect, and honesty. Meant to be maybe kind of like a soft ecosystem for women, kind of like a I have your back, you have my back, it's all good. And we're especially not doing things like competing with other women for male validation. Really a term meant to signal that we support other women in a patriarchal society that's always trying to tear us down. So how did this term start getting weaponized? I think it started to become weaponized when women began using the term and the language as a social control mechanism and as a way to establish moral superiority over other women. If you don't behave how we want you to behave, you're not a girl's girl. And I've heard that this was more notably seen on the show Love Island. On the show, in male-centered situations that involved romantic attraction and competition, apparently a lot of viewers saw women policing other women, and there were accusations of some women not being a girl's girl due to their movements and preferences on the show. So I think when the term becomes about surveillance instead of solidarity, that's when it becomes an issue. That's when it becomes weaponized. I've also noticed sometimes it's been used to allow women to avoid accountability as well. I actually remember there was this debate going on TikTok about um, if your friend was cheating on her boyfriend, would you tell the boyfriend or would you stop being friends with her? And I noticed that if anybody's response was along the lines of, well, I would tell the boyfriend or I would end the friendship, there was a lot of backlash with the you're not a girl's girl, when really that girl just operated from a very specific value system. And I think what's happening is that a lot of women are being bullied when their value system just happens to be different. In my last video, I talked about 7 types of women I would never be friends with again. Yes, I made the title a little bit dramatic because this is YouTube. Alright, let's not get it twisted. But in the video, I was outlining what kinds of friendship behaviors I won't be tolerating in my close, intimate circle. And I'm only close friends with women. Nowhere in the video did I say these kinds of women who do this don't deserve friendship, or these kinds of women are horrible people. I said women who display these kinds of behaviors are not women that I feel safe around. And that's valid. It doesn't mean that I'm not a girl's girl. It doesn't mean I'm anti-women. It just means that women who happen to engage in these specific behaviors are not a match for me. And I encourage other women to also learn how to discern what kinds of relationship behaviors and what kind of friendship behaviors are not a match for them either. This is actually supportive of women establishing healthy relational frameworks and building authentic and genuine community, even if it sounds uncomfortable. I also remember in another one of my videos, I covered is having a boyfriend embarrassing? The Vogue article, right? And in my video, I just chose to explore things from a more deeper emotional angle. And I got a comment under that video that basically said, your take resonates with me more. Not exactly what they said, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But that was the general point, right? Fair take. Nobody was bullied, nobody was put down. Then someone else comments under their comment saying, stop putting two black women against each other. Like, sometimes the girl's girl vibe gets really performative. Like, we can't even say her work resonates with me more than her work. Like, we can't even say stuff like that out loud anymore. Mind you, this person ignored everything valuable I said in my video, all of the valuable questions that I brought up in the video, topics that we could exchange to really engage in a deeper conversation that I was really wanting to have. She ignored all that, okay? She ignored all that just to get in my comments to police another woman. Like, we have to be so for real right now. I do think the girl's girl label is used sometimes as a moral leash, as if to say, if you're really for women, you must accept all women all the time, no matter what. But is that reality, and is that the messaging that we should be pushing? I think we should be determining what healthy relational space and fair critique of harmful behaviors looks like versus what the punishment and bullying of women inside and outside of your relational circle looks like. You can be a girl's girl and have discernment, because being supportive of someone doesn't automatically mean giving them unlimited emotional access. And you can also want women to receive good things like love, community, healing, without specifically saying, I have to be a part of her experience. You can support someone's humanity and still be able to say our values and behaviors don't align enough for us to have intimate closeness. And on the flip side, being a girl's girl also doesn't involve policing and bullying other women for not doing specifically what you would like for them to do. Even in conversations where we're talking about, like pick me's and male centered women, things like that, I still try to be careful and intentional with my language because I don't dislike those women. I really don't have any hard feelings towards those women. I do understand what their behaviors can lead to and what their behaviors can perpetuate. But I don't hate them. I don't wish to punish them. I don't wish to shame them. Yes, tough love exists and is needed sometimes in certain contexts, right? But some people really go super hard online in ways that I just don't believe are necessary or progressive. Because I haven't always been a girl's girl, or I haven't always had traits of a girl's girl. I haven't always done things right, done things politically correct. I haven't always done things that have respected myself and other women. But I learned and I grew just like other women have the potential to do the same thing. And if they don't grow, that is their choice. I can still wish them well without making their experience a part of my growth curve. I also can wish them well without making them a part of my close, intimate circle. And I know that a lot of us have our moments of, girl, stand up, or girl, you're being delusional, right? But it should never come from a place of hate or vitriol or bitterness, because I think at that point it's really more harmful than helpful. How to be a healthy girl's girl, if you want to be, without enabling toxicity. Number one is support her humanity without being an enabler. You can show solidarity while still keeping it real and being honest where she needs it. Number two, differentiate empathy from endorsement. You don't need to approve of all her choices to wish her well. Number three, don't confuse guilt with integrity, because a true girl's girl is not going to use harmful guilt tactics to keep women submissive or compliant to their personal narrative. Number four, choose your community intentionally. No, you don't owe emotional labor to every woman on earth, but you do owe a decent level of humanity, respect, and compassion. Just not to your own detriment, of course. Here's my personal thesis and personal framework around the whole girl's girl narrative. I think being a girl's girl means I want the best for every woman. And I also want the best for myself. I'll never be against women, but I am against dynamics that drain or damage me. I think support is global, but access is always going to be selective. Women who share my values and interests are allowed closeness, right? And women who don't, I maintain extra discernment with. So, what does being a girl's girl actually mean to you? Do you identify as one or do you reject that label? I think we should all consider what kind of girl's girl we really want to be, or if we even want to call ourselves that at all. Because even if we don't, we still deserve compassion and respect. Well, that's all I have for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, stay gorgeous, and I will see you in the next one.